My one amazing thing. Well, when I graduated from high school, I went to college, and I had a lot of personal things going on, so I quit and decided, I'll go back someday. And I went to become a nanny, and I really liked that. And then I was a nanny for a while, and then my daughter came along, and I was a single parent for a lot of years. But in the back of my mind, it was always, you're going to go back to school someday. And then my dad got sick, so I had to take care of him, and then I got married, and one day I woke up and my daughter was married. She'd moved away. It was just my husband and I and our dog Mauer. And I realized that if I was going to go back, I was going to have to just bite the bullet. So that day, I called Lake Area, asked them to send me an application. They sent me the application, told me how to do the financial aid, and I did it all the same day so I wouldn't lose my nerve. I mean, because I can talk myself out of anything. So I did that, and within a week, I had everything back. I had been accepted. I had my financial aid, and that was in March. So I knew I was going back to school, so I kind of put it on a shelf and just didn't think about it, because if I thought about it, I would talk myself out of it. So then now we're in August, and the day before school they had a street fair. So you could come and talk to, different vendors and stuff and get to know different things and find your classrooms, which was a big thing for me because I walk really slow. Because I had gotten hurt at my last job. And that's another reason why I wanted to go back to school. I wasn't going to be able to go back to what I was doing. I couldn't stand for long periods of time anymore. So I came and I walked in the door, and all I saw were all of these kids that were younger than my daughter. And I just thought to myself, what am I doing here? There's just no way I can do this. But something made me push forward, and I walked through the fair, and I came down here into the business section and found my rooms. And so the next day, it was just like I was back in high school and elementary school. You can't sleep before the first day of school. So I got up, got ready, came in, went to my first class, which was computers. And computers now and computers back when I was in school were drastically different. So the first 2 weeks were really rough. I actually had one foot out the door, and the other one was like right behind it because I was overwhelmed. There was homework, I had accounting, papers. The teachers all wanted you to give your opinion. They wanted you to talk out, and I just felt so old. I just felt so very old. Well, in my classes, there was 3 young kids, Allison, Walker, and Dalton. And for some reason, they just accepted me. And they wouldn't let me quit. Allison was like, no way, you're going to stay. Dalton wouldn't let me. Walker wouldn't let me. They just accepted me for who I am. They didn't treat me like their parent. They treated me as an equal. And there was also some great teachers, Nikki from the library, Lorna from accounting, Tom, Marie. They just wouldn't let me quit. Every time that I just got to the point where I just didn't think I could go one step further, they were there pushing me, literally pushing me, or pulling me back from the door. So at the end of the semester, after a lot of tears and just a lot of hard work, I ended up with a 4.0. And I thought, well, I can do this. So the next semester came, this semester, and 2 weeks in, I got asked to be a tutor for Accounting 1 and for Accounting 2, which I was already in, but there were some students that were struggling, and Carrie thought that I would be able to help them. So now I'm a tutor. Allison Walker and I are the best of friends. They text me, tell me how they're doing. I worry about them because they're teenagers. I have to pull back the mom gene sometimes, but I don't know. This school has been so good to me and has been so great. And I just feel like I can almost do anything. And I'm always getting continuously pulled out of my comfort zone because I'm one that doesn't like to take chances. And no, the teachers won't just let me sit by and just get by. If they see that I'm not applying myself, or if I'm not challenging myself, they do it for me. And they've been great. And I just can't say enough about the teachers and the students. I mean, they've just been great. And I don't know what I would do without Allison and Walker and Dalton. They're my rocks. We help each other. I help them with their homework. They help me with mine, you know, and we just work together. We do projects together. And so there wouldn't be a story without Allison, Walker, Dalton, Marie and Tom and Nikki and Lorna and Carrie. They just have been so remarkable, and they just won't let me quit. So I guess that's my story.